see we are back in Abu Dhabi, and today we're going to tell you how I am doing now. So it's been less than 2 weeks since I've gotten back, so it's been a week and a bit. And first we're going to ask Russ what change he's seen in me, because I think it's important to hear from another person's perspective, because sometimes when you're the person who's sick, you don't really notice the changes, or you notice only little changes. So sometimes it's good to hear from another person's perspective who's with you a lot. So what do you notice in me?
Okay, so first of all, when we were at the clinic, right, after all the treatment was done, I noticed immediately that there was some more color coming back into Kim's face. She wasn't better, she was just starting to, as I can see, heal, starting with the healing process. So since we've been back from the clinic, I've started seeing little things that I've noticed that Kimmy didn't do before, you know, just getting up earlier every single day, doing small things around the apartment, you know, doing the dishes sometimes, doing the washing sometimes. I mean, so this is very positive, this is very motivating, you know, because beforehand she was too fatigued to do anything. So, and being a partner, you need to tell your partner when they've done something that is quite amazing, you know, when you start spotting things, so you can motivate them as well. Because like Kimmy said, when you are sick, you don't notice these small little things.
So basically, from my perspective as the sick person, at the clinic I started to go on a few little walks. So immediately I felt a little bit better. I felt like my breathing was a bit better after I had my crisis. After my second hypothermia, I was down and out for about 4 days, and then my breathing started to come back better. So I started to breathe better, but my heart palpitations were still there. So that's a bit of a problem, and they still are. So some symptoms better and some are still there. So basically it takes time for your body to heal. So when we had the meeting with Dr. Dalvis, he explained, I have been sick since I was 2 years old. I've had infections since I was 2 years old, severe infections. And so they have done damage to my body. They have caused hormonal imbalances, they've caused liver damage, they've caused damage perhaps to my heart, who knows, to my brain. It's been on my brain, to my adrenals. It just causes havoc in your body. So once the infection's gone, it's easier for your body to heal, and it's quicker for your body to heal. However, your body still needs to heal, and the body takes time to heal. So it's essential to remember that you're not going to immediately wake up and be like, I'm 100%, I can go for a run now. It's not going to happen. I mean, maybe for 1 or 2 people it will happen if they've only had recent infections, but if you have a lot of damage to your body, that's most probably not going to happen. So that's something to bear in mind. Another thing to bear in mind is that the hospital, we always say the clinic because that is hospital in German, the hospital gives you supplements to take for 6 weeks when you come back from the hospital. So it's a protocol that they put you on for 6 weeks. I'm going to do that in a completely separate video. I'll show you what they've given me because I don't want to make it too long. But so you have to give it those 6 weeks to help your body to repair. They have another protocol for you. They told me to update them after 2 weeks about my palpitations, and then after 2 months again, in case they haven't gone. So do keep in contact with the clinic, and that way you can liaise with them what the next step is. But the main thing to remember is that you can't expect instant healing. It just doesn't work that way. The body is extremely complex and it does not work that way. Things that I noticed at the clinic, I was able to move around more. My mental clarity was a lot better, and I had more energy. That's not to say that I wasn't still fatigued. I just had more energy than before. And before I was like completely in bed all the time with absolutely no energy, feeling like it's an emergency because I had just no energy at all. But I started to feel more energy, some more clarity, and the number one thing that I've been feeling is a mood change. I feel happier and more positive. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's not as dark in my head. When you have Lyme, you know that sometimes there's just a dark cloud that you cannot get rid of. No matter what you do, you can eat your favorite treat, you can go to your favorite place, you can have your partner cheering you up. Nothing will help if you have Lyme. It's just in the brain, like the Lyme's attacking. So that improved.
I mean, what I've noticed in speaking about that is Kimberly wakes up in the morning with a smile on her face, because normally the morning is the worst time, but she's waking up nowadays with a smile on her face. Yes, she's not feeling 100%, but she's feeling a lot better than she used to feel.
Yeah, so in general, I'm feeling a lot better. Another thing is, when you have Lyme, you feel like there's a huge boulder on your head holding you down, and then you feel like there's a huge boulder, well, boulders on your shoulders holding you down, and then a huge boulder like right here holding you down, and then on your feet as well. That's how you feel, like you're literally being like drowned by boulders. And I feel like a couple of those boulders have been lifted. I feel like the one in here has been lifted, and I feel like the one over here has been lifted. But this one and the one on my feet, still there. So that's basically the best way that I can explain it. So if you've watched my symptoms video, it was one of the first videos that I ever posted, you would know that I had a lot of symptoms, like basically every single symptom you could possibly think of. And the only symptom that I don't share with other Lymies is extreme pain. A lot of people with Lyme disease are in excruciating pain and nothing can do anything for them. So that's something that my heart goes out to anyone who's also suffering with that. But I don't personally have the excruciating pain. I do have aches and things like that, but it's not one of my major complaints. So it's difficult to go down the list of symptoms, and it would take us probably hours and tell you which ones have improved and which ones haven't. But I would just say in general, I feel a lot better. I'm not having like breathing attacks like I used to, but I do feel that my heart still needs to repair. I think it's a circulation thing. I need to get my circulatory system going, and I need to detox. So if you know about the Herxheimer reaction, when you kill off your Lyme, it's basically like squashing a fly. They leave behind gunk. They leave behind toxins. So obviously if you're killing off large amounts of Lyme at once, you're going to have a lot of toxins in your body. So that's what's struggling at the moment, I think, like my liver and my circulation and my lymphatic system, which is something that really struggles. So that's maybe why my heart palpitations are going crazy. And then also my brain is still needs to repair. And it's still toxic. I still have toxins on the brain. So that's possibly why. But I do feel like my lungs have been lifted a lot. And yeah, as I said, my mood's improved. I'm more productive, but I'm slowly doing things because I am still fatigued. Like even talking now, I'm feeling a bit like my brain's going. I think the most important thing is to track your successes. Track your progress and hold on to your hope. And I think it's so important to hold on to hope, because if you go through this treatment and you don't believe that it's going to work, and you don't believe that it's the treatment for you, and you don't even believe in the treatment maybe, then you're probably not going to heal, because you're going to come back and you're going to focus on the things that aren't healing. And you're not going to take the supplement protocol seriously, and you're not going to take everything else seriously, like your diet. You've got to continue being healthy and feeding your body and detoxing and doing all these things to make sure that your body heals. So you've just got to keep working. It's like a full-time job. You've got to keep working towards it. Keep doing things that are good for you. Rest. Make sure you're resting. Make sure you're detoxing. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're sleeping right. And make sure that you are remaining positive and you're keeping hopeful. So I'll be going to Cape Town in July. I have an appointment with my doctor in Cape Town. I have videos of him. He does the muscle testing. So I'm going to be going to him and doing a muscle test to see how much of everything's left and what's gone. So that's going to be super interesting. I can't wait to see that, and I'll definitely post that video, but it's only going to be in a couple of months. So we can check my progress at that stage and see what else needs healing. I know my stomach is still very damaged. It takes a long time for the stomach to heal, and the doctors at the clinic told me that it takes months, even years, for the stomach to completely heal. So that's a big one.
And also a few days ago, I mean, Kimmy did a lot, and basically because she's feeling a little bit better, so she did a lot.
Well, a lot for me. It was
a lot for her, but I mean, it backfired. It made her feel horrible. It made her needed to get into bed and then crash, you know. So I suggest you plan your visit to the clinic to the hospital accordingly, to make sure that when you get back you don't jump into work the next day. You need to give your body some time to relax and to heal before you go back into strenuous work or even just mental work, you know. So
give yourself at least the 6-week protocol. This is just my update. That's before 2 weeks after coming back to the clinic. I'll do updates continuously to let you know how I'm getting along and my progress. Progress is going to be slow. It's not going to be instant. So that's why I'm just going to slowly tell you about my progress and be honest with you and share with you what's really happening in my body. Like right now I'm having heart palpitations and my brain's going a little bit like mushy. So, and I'm feeling a bit floaty and my adrenaline's pumping. So that's what's going on with me. Like, I'm not going to be instantly healed. These things are still going to take time, but I'm hopeful. And I think that, yeah, you guys can follow how I'm doing. It's different for everyone. That's something that's very important. It's going to be different for everyone because we're all affected in different ways and we're all infected with different ways, and we've done different protocols. So we've had different co-infections, we've treated in different ways, and I dealt with most of my co-infections before I went to the clinic, but I still have rickettsia. I don't know if I still have it, but I've been treating it, and yeah, so I think that it should be interesting to see how I get along, and we're very excited. We're excited. We actually feel excited for the future.
Yeah.
For the first time, because with my other treatments, I was hopeful and I was strong-minded, but it was like, oh, when am I going to get better? Like, I just didn't see the end in sight, because even if I was hopeful for the next month, it just never came. It never came. So this has been the most consistent improvements.
And definitely the quickest improvements.
And like I say, my mood is a big one, because when you have Lyme, you know that it's very difficult to feel positive. It's very difficult to hold on to positivity through it all. So I'm very, very grateful for that. Very grateful.
Absolutely.
So let me know if you have any questions. Please post the questions down in the comments on YouTube. I know I post a lot of these videos on Facebook as well. I link them so that you can have a look. But please comment on YouTube, because I'm going through multiple platforms and I'm receiving a lot of the same questions and having to repeat myself. And as you know, answers with Lyme disease are never simple. So it's always long, complex answers, and it's become very, very tedious to respond to everyone, even though I'm passionate about it and I really love to help everyone, and it's an honor to be able to help you guys. But it's just much easier. I have to focus on my healing. I absolutely have to, so that I can update you and say that I'm doing better, you know, and then I can help you better. So comment below on this video and I'll stick to YouTube to reply to people. And then I'm no longer going to be replying to direct messages. I'm so sorry, but I just can't. I have to give it up, because I get so attached to cases and so attached to people, and it becomes like a long conversation with everyone, and then all day I'm just going back and forth, talking to people, giving advice, helping, and it becomes sending links, finding information. It's like really a full-time job. So I hope you guys understand. When I'm better, I'm going to throw myself all in again. So yeah.
Right now she's doing a social media detox, basically.
In a way, but I'll stick to answering questions on YouTube, and Instagram and Facebook I'm gonna kind of stay away from. I'll still like join in some little conversations or whatever, give little tips here and there, but one-on-one actual, like, I don't want to say coaching, one-on-one helping, I would say, or helping one-on-one with cases usually leads to in-depth conversations. So, and that's it's a lot, especially when you really care. Thank you so much for watching.
And subscribe and